It's Friday, April 10th. Uh, and today's rant is a rather interesting one, I think. Remember when we were kids and growing up in the Bronx or Brooklyn or Manhattan or Queens? I don't know about Staten Island, but in any event, we played all kinds of games in the street. So we would play a game with a ball, a stick ball, or basketball, or something like that. Not everybody had a ball. So the guy that had the ball, he was like king because he had to play. Because if you didn't let him play, then he'd go home with the ball and there'd be no game. So in any event, what happened the other day is Pence has ordered Fauci and Birx not to go on the air at CNN. And I can understand that because those two people are honest and they tell the truth and they will contradict what His Highness the President says occasionally. So I can understand why Pence and them would be upset with Birx and Fauci. But telling them they can't go on the air on CNN if they're invited, that's carrying it a little too far. That's like the kid with the ball. He's going home, he's going home with his ball. You can't have these people. And, the reason is ridiculous. They said, we're not letting him go on CNN because CNN doesn't carry the entire press conference. They cut out in the middle or something with commercials, Well, they're lucky anybody even shows that show. It's awful. If you've ever watched one of the press conferences, it's like a comedy hour. They repeat the same things. The man who's in charge very rarely gives any details. As soon as it's time to give information, he palms it off on one of his experts, being Fauci or Birx or some other expert that he brought along for that particular episode, So, I don't blame CNN for cutting them off because it's boring. 2.5 hours of these mindless people shuttling up in front of the microphone. That's not television. That's not what television is for. Information. Information. You give people information. That's what the news is all about. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you ought to be finished with the major points. Then if you have a question and answer period, right? You're decent to the people who ask the questions. You don't like the questions? Fine, but you have to answer them. And you can't attack the people who are asking questions. Oh, I don't answer your question, man, because you're a third-rate reporter. And that station you work for sucks, No, that's not the way a press conference should be. And then you interrupt the people. And you tell them that you already answered it. Well, your answer might not exactly have been the truth, or it might not exactly have been coherent, So then you're blaming them for your stupidity and your lack of control. You get angry. You get angry if somebody challenges you on a response. And then you call them names and everything. That's not the way a press conference should run. If people ask questions, they are there to do a job. It is their job to get the truth. And it is not your job to lie or misinform or mislead. This whole thing is just blowing way out of proportion. I shouldn't even be ranting about it. But it's just disgusting that you could even think about it. And I don't believe Pence is the guy, anyhow, who thought this thing up. This thing had to come from high up. High up. You know what I mean? High up. So Fauci's not going to be on the air on CNN. He'll probably be on some benign station, or maybe he'll be restricted to Fox. Could you imagine Fox with Fauci? And those people don't even believe that there is a coronavirus in the country? This whole thing is downright fucking disgusting. And I should probably end there.